Here we go. Saranac Post Club Tour, round 2 this week for the TGC Tour's Platinum Tournament. We shot 17 under in round 1, only a few strokes back of the leaders. But this here is a shootout, so we've got to pull off 3 more rounds of similar or better if we want to have a chance at placing in the top of this leaderboard here. We are off of the white tee boxes again for round 2. High winds out of the south, very firm fairways, firm greens, and the green speed is moderate. So things firming up a little bit out here. Nothing too crazy. We were on very soft, slow to start. Moderate greens and a short track. Still very gettable, and from what I've seen of the scores, this round could potentially be easier somehow. Not really certain of that, but we're feeling pretty good. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you being here, checking out the content, hanging out with me each and every day. Let's get this thing going. Beautiful drive to start. This is gonna get down there. Trying to keep it up to the right-hand side here a bit if we can, just to try and leave something a little flatter. I know flat's not really a thing when you look around this golf course. For the fairways, lots of stuff going on. But here we go. First approach shot in. We're losing about 3 yards on this gap wedge pitch. This is where I personally struggle. So there are 2 schools of thought here. You can land the gap wedge pitch short and firm bounce and a little bit of release up to the hole on moderates. Or I could be dumb and I could full loft a lob wedge and try and stick it right at the hole. I think this early on, I probably need to be on the reasonable side. So I think we're going to roll the gap wedge pitch up there, and hopefully it's not too long. Little bit out to the right. It does kick back a little left here. Okay, so distance control was good. Got out a little bit further away from us, but the end result is hopefully going to be the same here. And that's going to be right edge, an aggressive line, and just send the birdie in. And off we go. So, you know, you miss out on the chance for eagle, but I think most times you're not holing it, right? Just statistically speaking. All right. I think a lot of these, we have to find ways to drive it. As much as that becomes maybe a little bit of a dangerous proposition, I think if we want to score here, there's going to have to be some aggressive measures taken. It's just not quite turning back over enough. But honestly, like, not the worst place to miss. I was thinking that with the shot shape we were putting on, I needed to play more out to the right. So I thought if I go too far left, it's going to curve into the wind. But this actually just leaves us with the splash shot in here. So try and play for it to land a little short and maybe bounce up and in would be a pretty nice way to go about it. There we go. Little splashing in. 3 under through 2, and we go. We press on. Okay, so I think we're going to have to go up a club here. I just think with the wind, 8 iron's not going to be enough. So it's going to be loft the 7. Up to 182 here with the elevation. High winds. I'm going to call it 9. I'm going to call it 9. Let's say 11 or 10 or 11 miles, yeah, or 10 or 11 yards coming off of this. So 14, that'd be about pin high with the 7. We've got a little backstop. I think we end up just playing a stock shot here. Although wind is playing now full headwind, which does change things a little bit for us. A little fast, so we're a little on the left side, but this is in the bowl. This is the bowl, so get it to the backstop here, have it trickle down. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Hey, Simeon. Using the trees and stuff, so I used the gray meter. The gray meter in it. Is if you watch that when you have the numbers on, you can use it to get some reference points for where in the circle it's filled. So I have a couple of reference points for like higher winds that I use, and the rest is kind of feel. So like if I point the arrow and the tip touches it, that's like 12 miles an hour. And so I have some other ones with different ways that I rotate it. Okay, I don't love pitch here. I want to go full off 94, 96. And then if we call this wind 9 on a lob wedge, so we're 96 before the wind. Lob wedge plays maybe 4 here. So this is about 100, maybe a little bit longer. So I'm going to play just a little extra on that. Okay. Let's try this shot out. A little fast, so we're going to be left. Kick right and sit. I kicked out a little bit. It's okay. It's still at a manageable spot. Just a little bit heavy-handed on the swing there. Little movement to the right. Fairly flat. It's also quite downhill, but I think can go on the firmer side here. Thought the gray bit was just a blank spot for the number. Yeah, so on like high winds, it'll be somewhere, like this is the low end of high winds. It'll be somewhere from here to, say, like where the bottom of this line is. Maybe a little bit higher, like the bottom of the arrow is. Maybe a little bit towards the right tip. Very highs will be anywhere from like middle of it to up here, and then the lows and mediums kind of fill out the bottom. There's a little bit of gray when it's 0 wind, but yeah, that's probably the hardest thing to tell is there 0 or is there a mile? Okay, we're going to play this for that right-hand side there and hopefully not find the rough. Good swing. Ball's on a great line here. Just feed through. Perfect. This lie, I think, is fine. A little bit tricky because we do need to play up over it. We'll have to see. Because I might even need driver off the deck to reach this, because it's not a good lie at all. 96. Like, 96% here is already at 250, and then you take another 14 yards off, so 236. You're here and trying to climb that. I get it's a 3-wood, but I think we fall short. So I think we have to try and send it. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, we got it. We're out towards the left side of the green here. Kick right. Don't go in the. Don't stay in the rough. Ah. Okay, this was the risk with the aggressive play here, though. This was definitely the risk with the aggressive play. So I'm gonna hit this as gently as I possibly can. This only goes to 20. Yeah, no, I think you just have to... This is not gonna end well. But as long as it's here in a way that we can stay up top, I honestly, I thought we might have had a chance to hit the hole there. I don't think we had a chance to hole out, just given the speed. That sucks. But we went aggressive. We went aggressive on it, and it didn't pay off. So, you know, sometimes that's gonna be the case. Hey, how's it going, Nari? Enjoy the lurk. Alright, big downhill here. We can get out easily to the 330 plus mark. So let's call it 331. The wind is gonna carry that for sure. And then we need to add just a little more distance to it. Did I put too much on is the question? Maybe a little bit. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice. We get it to roll back from up top there. Things you love to see. Okay, so that's two lips on the last two. Kind of stings a little bit. But I know that that means that I've got to do better with the way that I'm inputting here. I hit that fast. I think I was just so scared about being aimed that far over because we're trying to take the line right at it. Okay. We get a release down towards the hole. Now we have to be confident. We have to take a confident putt. I think those last two maybe tried to force some things over the course of the putt. This is a weird one. This is a weird one. It kind of wobbles both ways, so gonna try and hit it straight and hope that it doesn't get too screwy. All right, head up. We par 5. It's gonna happen. That's probably the most parable par 5 that we've had so far, just with that whole location. Hey, thank you, Stives. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what's the play here? Because I would think you want to still just be up on the green, so long as you can... Even though it's gonna be the, like, downhill putt. See, this is one where I would want to shape it, but I don't know if that's... I don't know if it's worth it. You're driving 300, like, I can try and obviously put all crazy sorts of shape on. But I actually somehow think this is almost safer to aim it a little bit long, just assuming I'm gonna hit some sort of overpower on this. It's a little slow. I don't know. It's like, it's a really tough putt from back here. But I still think it's manageable because the green speed. It's only once the green speed starts to get to be on the more ridiculous side that this becomes any sort of major issue. Okay, and right there, that's the misread on the green speed. Kind of forgetting just how slow that's gonna travel over the crest of that. Bro, where is that break? If anything, that looked like it was going right to left. Where did the... Okay. Sometimes that happens. Although for what it's worth, my swing plane hasn't been the greatest there, so putt swing plane's been struggling a little bit. So that's definitely a loss. I'm gonna go pitching wedge pitch to the backstop and roll it back. I think that's a play we're gonna make here. Or we land it actually short enough that it rolls out the perfect amount. Okay, so I mean, as much as we want to keep up with the 20 unders, we're 8 under going out, and we shot 17 under with the 7 going out on round 1. So like we're still kind of in. It's just like it's a really weird mental thing when you're dropping shots but you're still scoring. I think it's probably one of the weirdest feelings to be having, because it twists the expectation quite a bit. I think this 9-iron is actually just short, so I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna punch it through. Gonna punch it through just a bit. Perfect strike. I thought the wind was gonna bring it back a little more than that. That's why we played it out where we did. Okay, that's all right. Leaves us an 8-footer, so we do have a little bit of work left. No way, man. Is this really just gonna be our day? Is like can't hit the putts at all? What happened? The putter was going so hot prior to these rounds here. All right, I think we just cleared this. I think there's a lacking confidence on the putts. It's got a little bit further left than I would have liked it to have. Get away with it there. All right, tough flag. Tough flag to go after. Probably landed about pin high. I'd say with full backspin and a touch aloft, maybe have a chance to put it back a little bit closer. A little fast again. And that's just not what you want. Like, when you've got fast with the direction of the wind there, never really gonna bode too well. So at this length, definitely gonna end up with it going left. Why? Where does that come from? And almost missing that putt too. Okay. Short game getting to be a little bit problematic here. Feel like full backspin is needed here, but we're gonna be just a little short, so de-loft it, because otherwise we've got to play a lot of loft to the 7-iron to try and sit it, which to me, I don't know, maybe that's the play. Kind of a tough call. I'm not like fully sold. But we'll give it a whirl. Just gotta trust the swing. All right, so there's the correction. So now the brain's going through it. Now the brain's going through it. We've hit a few fasts, and now the brain is like, okay, what's going on here? And is going full on correction mode. So close. Also, if I'm being completely honest, wrist is getting a little bit tight on me. Not gonna try and cut out too many excuses here, but something to note. I'm gonna blame it on the fact that we played so well in our rounds prior to this round that through the course of warming up, I think I got locked in, and I don't think I really like moved my wrists from there. I said, this is going pretty well. We're gonna stay put. Stay right here. Ice it, superheat. all of the self-care. Yeah, playing the loft there was probably a bold game. Because we're into a headwind and up the hill there, so that was maybe not the smartest of calls. Alright, gotta be confident here. Hit it with. There we go. There we go. Few too many pars on this round. For what it is. Few too many pars on this round, but we're playing well. Gotta just keep rolling with it. I play a little D-loft on this guy. Because you're basically trying to get it, you know, down on the ground here. So, oh, it's very firm fairways. Come on, slow. We're in the rough. Ah, that's pain. That's pain, because I don't think you can get there now. Now we really shot ourselves in the foot with that one, huh? The elevation and everything. 75% would be like 50 yards, right? I mean, we'd be talking here because of the elevation. It probably gets in. I mean, you're full back spinning it, so you're getting an extra 7 yards, but you've got a slight headwind. Even if you overpowered it, you're just fully relying on luck here, so that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it's very self-inflicted. It's very firm fairways, which is, I guess, the one thing that I didn't take into consideration. We're de-lofting a driver. We're getting on the ground to run, but those initial bounces are going to be very, very heavy. So I guess there's argument there that 3-wood was probably the better play. Was probably something that we should have had top of mind instead of not at all. Play this deep and then have it hopefully spin back a little bit. That's not back. The heck is that? Why is it going sideways? Why is it going that way? Everything rolls down towards the hole. Sometimes when you play spin in this game, I don't quite understand. Shouldn't it be coming back towards me? Huh? Isn't it? Isn't that how this is supposed to work? Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I was like, man, are we really about to just not break here? Are we really about to just not break for me? This is about too short is what it's about. 94, 101. Then it becomes a question of wind. I'm going a little bit long for safety because there should be some spin back on this. Oh, I slowed it. Okay, so slow is gonna hang us out to the right. There's the spin back. Yeah, it leaves us a little short, little right. But it's a chance at a putt. Now, putting today has not been the strongest. But that doesn't mean that it's impossible to make things. I think we have to take our reads and hit some things with confidence. I think that's where we've been maybe lacking a little bit. Make some reads and hit it with confidence. Because I think the reads have kind of been there. I think because my swing plane has been what it is, I ended up not compensating for the swing plane, but then still hitting it and not hitting it well. So I think we're making some good adjustments here. Trying to make some swing path fixes on the putts there. But in doing so, have to remember to still really focus up for our power. All right, little 45-yarder right up in here. So full loft, 50. Up the hill here, we're a little bit short, but take a few yards off. Just kind of plop her on down, right? Let's call it pin high and then a few yards off. So yeah, let's try and just land this down around pin high. And then this is gonna push right. And then wind. Hit it fast, but I think there's just a piece of me there that's quite scared about not being able to get it up there. Like I'm doing something wrong, so I'll take the fast. We're on a little bit of a slope, so you're able to bring that ball just down towards the hole ever so slightly. Okay. I knew I'm going kind of aggressive there, but at this point, all bets are off. We're just trying to extract as many scores as we can out of this round as possible. I think I used too many as's in that statement, but it's too late to go back. 246. Let's call it 10. 236. You're basically hoping for this to be that the uphill takes away from it. Gosh darn it. Okay, so what's going through my mind there is that I'm thinking I probably need like a 101. And so I hold on to it a little bit much and hit it pretty firm. Although this, to me, doesn't seem like the absolute worst place, as odd as that may be. Because I do think, like, full off, full backspin is 20 yards, but the other thing is 60% of this is going to be, what, 10 yards short? So you play that to, like, 15? Something. Yeah, 15 or so, and then play another few yards off of that, and it's going to want to release out of the heavy rough. Play it enough so it has time to go left to right. I hit it a little slow. Not ideal, but distance control is what we were hoping for there. So we'll take the bird. I mean, like, it's I think a tough... I think that one's gotta be on the tougher side for Eagles. I don't know. I feel like we probably missed out quite a bit on Eagle opportunities in this round. There were a few times where we probably had the chance and either missed an approach shot or missed a putt. There are probably a couple of holes that if you have certain shots in your bag, maybe some overpowereds and different things that bring it more into play. But let's end this on a high. Let's place this ball right back in the back left corner here on 18. Give ourselves a nice little putt. 197, you get 10 in. I mean, that's 187, and then it's well short. Probably somewhere in between. Probably somewhere back here. But you're on a downhill lie. Can maybe cut a little bit out. I'm going to play this just a touch more to the left. Don't want to be down that right-hand side. Okay, yeah, it's still ended up a bit too short, but it does bleed out. I don't know, I couldn't convince myself to go up to the 6-iron. But thinking about it, with it being into a headwind and 30-foot downhill, it probably always was the 6-iron there. All right, let's see how we feel about this. Let's see how we feel about this. I feel like this has low written all over it. So let's try and maybe readjust this putt. Okay. This is the final read. No. That has to be one of those ones though that like the more left you aim, the more that it breaks. So we definitely fall off the pace. Round one, I think, was probably for us a little bit more on the anomaly side to just have hit everything. Struggled a little bit with the putting here. Got out of position on a couple of holes. So 14 under, still gonna be a solid showing, but it's these 20 unders with consistency, right? Shooting 18, 19, 20 under with consistency. That's what starts to set you apart at the top. Tied for 15th on PlayStation so far. Kind of crazy to think that you can shoot this well and finish worse than we did last week, but we're overall still shooting very, very well. I'm going to try and carry a little bit more of what round one held into the weekend.